technical difficulties. Like I said, I'm still new to the going live thing. You know, my vocals had got messed up, so I gotta come right back at it. You know. So what happened was somebody had called, right? The perfect time to call me, right? You call me right when I go live. Not only right when I go live, but for my second live, man. You know, that's just energy right there, man. You know? And that's what I was talking about. I was talking about energy, like how when you can go in a room, right? Like if you go to work, for example, you could go to work, right? And you just woke up, you on one, you on a high note, like you having a good day. You know it's gonna be a good day. You get to work, and then your coworker just got a bad vibe, like their energy is all off, and it starts to throw your energy off. You know, it starts to take your frequency down and put you into a low vibration. Because like I was saying, there's two things that's gonna happen when you enter a room, right? Because it's two different type of energies. There's a high vibration and there's a low vibration. One of those energies has to take over the space. So if you coming in on a high vibe, you know, you want some positivity, a positive energy, a positive wavelength, and somebody on bad vibes or bad timing, somebody's energy gotta fill up the room. So either that person gonna bring you down or you gonna bring that person up. So that's what I was speaking about. So my live got interrupted, the last live I did. So I ain't gonna let that bring me down. That's not gonna put me in a low vibration. I'm gonna keep my vibration high, right? And still keep my frequency going. So that's just what we was talking about. But the topic was stop procrastinating, right? Stop procrastinating, stop making excuses, and just do it. I was talking about the 3 deadly P's. My 3 deadly P's are procrastination. The other one is pleasure seeking. The third one is people pleasing. Those 3 things will kill your destiny. It'll delay you. And once you start to get delayed, you're not gonna reach your goals. That's what most things are designed out here in the world, is to delay you from tapping into that version of yourself that you never seen before, you know? Because once you really lock in and when you really focus, it's really nothing that can stop you from accomplishing what you want to really accomplish. Like once you tap in mentally and get to that point and lock in, you can do anything you want to do. Like I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. A couple days ago, I did a 72-hour fast. A 72-hour fast. My first time doing it. Like I'm used to fasting. I fasted before. Like I did, you know, sun up to sundown fasting, but I never did a 72-hour fast. So I said, I'm gonna push myself to the limit, tap into it. Now I ain't gonna hold you. The first 24 hours was smooth, was a piece of cake. Once we got into the second day, I started feeling it a little bit, but I was like, oh, this ain't about nothing. This 72-hour fast, oh, I could do this often. But once it tapped into the 48 hours and to the 50 hour of my 72-hour fast, that's when I started feeling it. It started getting crazy. The stomach started growling. I started getting a mean headache. I started getting dizzy. And I stopped believing I was going to be able to make it through the fast. It was like to the point where I was like, it was like almost to the end of times for me. I was like, yo, I gotta eat something, right? But it was like when I'm going to eat, when you fast for like past 2 days, you are hungry. It's like you're kind of starving. But then when you start thinking about, you like, when I'm going to eat, because it's like you kind of reset your body. So you don't want to put no BS in your body. You want to, you know, you're thinking about fruits, some veggies. You're thinking about things that's going to hydrate you, that's going to give you your nutrients. Because it's like a mind shift. So once I got into that third day of the 72-hour fast, it's like my mentality switched. It's like it started to become mental because I was definitely starving, but I kept pushing through. And one thing I realized once I completed the 72-hour fast and I sat back and I thought about it, I was like, you know what? On some realness, you could do anything that you really want to do. You can push yourself to limits and to heights that you never thought you can push yourself to. That's for real. Like, I realized if I could get through this 72-hour fast, which I did, I could do anything. It's not that I didn't believe I could do anything before, but it just reminded me. And then it reminded me to appreciate things on a different type of level. Not saying I didn't appreciate things before I did the 72-hour fast, but it just gave me a different outlook on life. Like, wow, like how powerful your body and how powerful your mental is. Because trust me, if you don't believe me, go try it. Go try it, right? I dare you to do it right now. Go ahead, start your 72-hour fast right now and let me know. Let me know. King Cobra, what's going on? Appreciate you for tapping in. Appreciate you. I see you. I can see the comments now. But I dare you to do a 72-hour fast and tell me if it's easy or not. Like the first day gonna be smooth. The second day is gonna get a little shaky, but that third day you're gonna start to feel it. What's going on? What's going on, John? Something that's fishy about the Brown University story and the guy is from Portugal. I don't even know too much about that story. I gotta tap into it and look into it because I'm gonna keep it real honest with you. I don't even look at the news. Like I don't watch the news. So like I'm behind on that story. If it's even a real story, I'm behind on it. Like I don't know. But one thing I don't do, I don't watch the news. I don't like cause one thing I did, I took a politics class in college. I took politics 101, politics 102. Once I really dove into it and I understand what politics is about and what the media's propaganda is, it's like, come on now. We still watching news. Like we are the news. We are the media. Like if I want to find out something, you know, social media tell you everything that's going on. I don't have to watch the news because the news got propaganda. They're trying to push you, you know, to reach their agenda. What's going on to everybody that's coming into the live? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Dusty Johnson, if I'm saying it right, appreciate it. Appreciate the likes. But yeah, nah, I'm not a news person, man. The news is designed to place fear in you. Once they got fear in you, they control you. You know. Just think about it. Think about it. When you watch news, it gives you anxiety. It makes you afraid of the future. Like once you tap out and take yourself out the matrix and, you know, live your life, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen regardless. You just got to be concerned about who you are and what you create and what type of legacy you've created. You know what I'm saying? That you can feel that you're living forever. All that other stuff, man, it's pointless, man. It's pointless. So, nah. I'm to the point, sometimes I don't even know what day it is. That's how much I tap myself out the matrix. Like certain days I know Friday because I do my Friday fast every Friday. But past that, I don't be knowing what the days are. Like, and that's a good, when you stop knowing what the days are, that's a good thing. It might sound bad, but that's a good thing. That means you living off of the beat of your own drum. You getting your time back. What's going on, Cosmo Dave 69? No, I'm happy I can see the comments. But yeah, getting back on topic because I'm one of the person that go from topic to topic, you know. Like in the live that I said that got messed up before, I was saying that, you know, they try to label people with ADHD, you know. They labeled me with having ADHD, low attention span. But when you really think about it, that's low-key genius. So anybody that got ADHD, you're really a genius. You know, for your mind to be thinking that fast and could go from topic to topic. Like somebody could be talking to you and you could still be tapped into them, but you're thinking about a whole totally different type of thing. You paying attention to what they're saying, but you're thinking about something else in your mind. Like, you know what? I think I left my light on at the house, but you still engaged to the conversation. You know, that's a gift. That's a real gift. But I hope my audio is good. I hope y'all can hear me clear. You know, I see the light on, so I guess y'all can hear me. I see likes, so that's a good thing. But I'm never gonna stay on topic when I'm live. I'm always gonna jump from one topic to the next topic. So that's just how I am. Another thing I want to tap into is appreciate everybody that's coming in, you know? Don't be afraid to comment. Drop a comment, say what's up. Like if I didn't reply to your comment, once the live is over, I'm definitely going to engage and comment and, you know? But I appreciate everything that's going on. Like I was talking about the 72-hour fast I just did, and after completing that fast, it gave me a whole nother outlook on life, man. I'm not even gonna lie. That's my first time doing the 72-hour fast. Fasting is not new to me. I've been fasting my whole life, but I never did a 72-hour fast. But I kept looking on YouTube. What's going on, Andrew? What's going on? Appreciate you tapping into the live. But I kept seeing it on YouTube, 72-hour fast and what it could do for your body, how it resets your immune system and how it rejuvenates your cells and how it puts your mental on a different type of frequency. Me doing it and experience it, I gotta admit, all that is true. I felt it in real time. Like the first 2 days, it was like, okay. But the third day, like once the fast started getting into like the 50th and the 55th hour of the 72-hour fast, that's when it started to become mental. Because that's when your stomach and you're feeling hungry. You really want to eat something. You really want to break your fast. That's when it started to become, definitely, man, I appreciate it. I appreciate you subscribing, man. I appreciate that, definitely. But once you start tapping into that 55-hour to 72-hour fast, you're going to start getting a headache. You're going to start getting lightheaded. You're going to start getting dizzy. And that's when it's going to start to become mental. You got to start preserving your energy. Or you can get your heart rate up. If you feel yourself and you're starting to lose steam, getting into them last hours of your 72-hour, get your heart rate up. That'll help you, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, get up, walk, start pacing back and forth, get the blood running. And that'll help you out because it's all mental. But like I said, after that 72-hour fast, it take your mental to a whole nother level. I promise you, take it to a whole nother level. And another thing I was talking about in the live before the live cut off was I got things that I call the 3 deadly P's. It's procrastination, pleasure seeking, and people pleasing. Out of those 3, I gotta say out of those 3, if I had to pick one, which was the most detrimental to me, I probably would have to say procrastination is out of those 3, out of procrastination, pleasure seeking, and people pleasing. They all close because I had a habit of doing all 3 of them. But I gotta say, procrastination probably was the worst one. Like, procrastination, yeah, because I label myself as a perfectionist. But if you really think about it, when you label yourself as a perfectionist, you low-key procrastinating. Because you're really trying to trick yourself into thinking that, yo, I'm a perfectionist. I'm waiting for the perfect time to do this. Everything got to be right. It got to be this. It got to be like that. You low-key procrastinating. You just pushing it back. So when you hear somebody say, I'm a perfectionist, in reality, they're just calling themselves a procrastinator. Just think about it. There's no such thing as the perfect time. There's no such thing as the perfect situation. You create the perfect time. So in other words, you just got to get out and do it. Stop waiting. Just do it. And if I could pick the second one out of those 3, out of procrastination, pleasure seeking, and people pleasing, the second one I probably would have to say is probably people pleasing. Because I find myself putting myself in situations where I knew I shouldn't have put my situation in. I find myself putting myself in situations where I knew I shouldn't have. Like, y'all ever been to a place, like you ever agreed to go somewhere where you didn't want to go? You didn't want to go. But for that person, you like, you know what, I'm going to go, man. They were like, wanting you to go, so you ain't want to let them down. And you went, and then you're there at that place, and you're like, why am I here, man? I knew I shouldn't have came here. I knew I shouldn't have went. Follow your gut. Your gut never lies to you. Your intuition never lied to you, especially when you on balance, especially when you putting the right things into your body so your intuition can warn you on what to do and what not to do. Your intuition and your gut is a real thing. You gotta trust it. So I would say people pleasing is the second one out of those three. And the three I was talking about, y'all, for the people that probably didn't hear what I said, is procrastination, pleasure seeking, people pleasing. I said procrastination is my number one. People pleasing is probably second, and I'll put third pleasure seeking. But pleasure seeking is up there because a lot of us fall victim to pleasure seeking, man. It's a lot of different ways to pleasure seek. People get indulged in, I ain't got to name them, but it's plenty of them. Like I said, I apologize for that last live. My audio got messed up because a phone call came in, and maybe I should have ignored it, but I lost once the person hung up or something, my audio went out. And it's like, they picked the perfect time to call me, right? I guess that's just a sign. It tried to ruin that frequency, take me out of that vibration, put me to a different type of vibration. But nah, I'm right back to it. Went back live, got the audio right. We 16 minutes into my second live on YouTube. I appreciate everybody that's been coming in and out, people that comment, If I didn't reply to your comment after the live, I'll reply to it in the comments. Like I said, it's still new to me. It's all surreal. It's only gonna get better and better as I keep going live. The more you do something, the better you become at it. Well, like I said, this is surreal. Like, going live is definitely different. It's different than making a video. You get to edit your video, you get to caption it, you get to, do it over if you don't like it. Live is just right here to the people. So, like streaming, that's what the world is becoming. Like, streaming is the future. It's here right now. Like, look how far we came. Look how fast things develop. Like, you really gotta evolve. If you don't evolve, you're gonna get left behind, period. You gotta evolve. Don't be stagnant, and don't be ignorant to the fact that you have to evolve. Meaning that the old way that we used to do things, it's come to an end. You gotta evolve, or else you're not gonna be able to survive. You gotta be able to adapt. You gotta be able to create new versions of yourself that are the best versions of yourself. Don't fall behind in time, because time waits for nobody. Evolve or die. And I mean that. You gotta evolve. Look how fast things change from year to year. Just think about it, man. COVID-19, it's about to be 2026. COVID-19 was about 6 years ago. It seemed like it was yesterday, but it's almost about to be a decade. So look how fast things change. And look how fast things evolve. So if you're not evolving and you're not keeping up, you're gonna get left behind. And you're not gonna be able to survive. Like, energy is real. That's what I was talking about in my last video. Energy is real. You create your own energy. And there's a lot of different frequencies out here. And I was saying, like, you can dictate the frequency or the vibration you want to be in. It's just like if you come in a place and somebody walks in and you're not feeling them, your body is telling you the energy is off with them, and you're like, dang, something about that person. I'm not feeling that person. And they might feel the same way about you. Your energy are clashing. So energy is real. Your body is a constant energy wave. It's constantly moving. It's always moving parts. The world is moving parts. Everything is a moving part. Just like currency is a moving part. So now I'm talking about evolving. You create your own currency from the energy that you create. This real spill, currency ain't nothing but energy, especially nowadays. They try to trick us into thinking that currency was a piece of paper, but currency is just energy. You create your currency. Just think about it. Nowadays, you don't even touch your money. Yeah, direct deposit goes straight into your account. It's all digital. You swipe the cards. You don't even touch your money no more. It's just energy. It's an energy exchange. Look at the definition of currency. It's an exchange of something. So you're exchanging something to get your currency. So what are you exchanging? Most of the time, we exchanging what? Labor to get currency. Some people sell products to get currency. Some people create things to get currency. It's all different type of ways to create your currency. So that's just something, that's just some food for thought. Think about it. You got to evolve. You understand? You worth way more than society says you're worth. There's no cap on what you're worth, and there's no cap on the currency you can create for yourself. And that was one of the missions I set forth for myself to do, was to break free of the matrix, was to stop being routine. Because I started to notice, like, everything is routine. You go from spring to summer to fall to winter, and it's a cycle. The school year comes back around. The same holidays come back around. You got your birthday, it comes back around. So it kind of is like, it's like a repeat, and it's kind of a routine, right? But once you break free of that and put yourself on the outside, you start looking in, you start to realize, you know, most of that stuff is bull crap. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. All them holidays and the routines, nah, you wanna break all of them traditions. For real, you wanna break all them traditions and create your own tradition, because you're your own entity. You're your own person. Everybody has their own story. Everybody's unique in their own way. That's what I believe. Everybody has a mission that they're set to do. And you write your own story. You create your own testimony. But if you trapped in a matrix and you in a routine and you being hypnotized by all these lies, you're not gonna fully tap into that and tap into your mission and really live and really enjoy yourself. Once I took myself outside the matrix and started worrying about all that stuff, I got on different type of timing. Like now, right now, you know, all that stuff gives you anxiety, you know, these holidays. And when you start digging in and getting the truth behind the holidays, and you start to find out that we were lied to, you want to search for the truth. And the truth that you need to be searching for is your own truth. Find out who you are. Because I guarantee the person that you think you are right now, you're not. You're not. I'm not going to say that for everybody, because there's some people that have took in that journey and, you know, reflected and did some self-healing and tapped into who they really are, what their mission is, what their destiny is, what their purpose is. There's people out there, but the percentages are low. The percentages are low. Appreciate everybody that's commenting. No matter what you're commenting, I appreciate it. But like I said, man, search out your own truth, find out who you truly are. And it's not gonna be an easy thing. It's gonna get dark when you start doing that soul searching and start finding out who you truly are and what your mission truly is. You know, it gets dark. It's gonna get dark because you're gonna find out that you were lied to. You're gonna find out that it's kind of a lonely feeling. It's like when you go down that rabbit hole, it's like a real lonely feeling, and you ain't got no choice but to place faith in, because you start to get put into the unknown. Once you get placed into the unknown, you have no choice but to have strong faith and belief that you're gonna become who it is that you said you wanted to become. You gotta believe it. That's what I talked about in my first video. You could go back and check out my first live. Before you become something, you gotta be it mentally. You understand? Like I said, before I was a YouTuber, I already believed in my head I was doing this already. Like, I already seen myself doing this. What's up, Cosmic? Cosmic Dave, you said everything is a scam? Absolutely, man. I definitely agree with you on that. Work, scam. School, scam. News, scam. It's a scam. Like, I talked about it in my first live. Go check it out. Like school, I never liked school, man. It was just too programmed, it's too systematic. Religion, absolutely. Absolutely. People might not like this comment I'm about to make, but to me, it's just my opinion and it's my belief. Religion does a lot of dividing. Religion does a lot of dividing. It's kind of hypocritical on what it preaches because it's supposed to preach unity and peace, but it divides a lot of people in a lot of regions. Just think about it. Religions clashing, causing war, causing stereotypes, causing prejudice. Like, come on. You know, religion is supposed to be making you a better person, right? Making you a better version of yourself, right? But once you dig down deep and learn the history of things and get your own knowledge, that's why I advise everybody, find out who you truly are, dig down deep, get your own knowledge on things. Don't take my word for it. Read, get your own knowledge, and find out the history of a lot of these things. But you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So that's why in a good book, it tells you to seek out your own knowledge. Seek your own knowledge and never trust men. You understand? Seek your own knowledge. And the more knowledge you seek, the more you start to understand why things are the way they are. You understand? And once you start to realize that the world is not a moral place, it's an immoral place, the better off you'll be. The world is not a moral place. You understand? So that's just my spill, man. I could talk on and on and on and on. Like, this was my whole point of wanting to be coming to this space and become a YouTuber. Like, once I took that journey and I got outside the matrix and I like went on a social media fast, I deleted all my social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. The only thing I had was YouTube because I was more in control of YouTube. I could follow who I wanted to follow. I could, you know, listen to who I wanted to listen to. Right? That's facts. That's facts. Look everyone who got jabbed, that's facts. That's facts. You know, we can't say certain things, you know. Like I said, it's propaganda. You know. If you know, you know. But that's facts. Put the wool over people's eyes and pump fear into people. People start doing weird things, man. That's why it's listen to your gut. Listen to your gut. Everything around here, you got all the resources you need to put yourself into a high vibration, a high frequency, man. I call it a high vibe. Like if people say high five, man, I call it a high vibe. Everything is there, man, to get you to a point where your mental could start raising this frequency and vibrations, man. You got the fruits, you got the vegetables, you got the herbs, you got the water. You know, it's all out there for you, man. Now be putting this, and this, I know it's hard because it's hard for me to change my diet. It come to a point, like I was talking about the 72-hour fast about 10 minutes ago. It come to a point, sometimes I'm at a standstill of what they eat. Sometimes I don't know what they eat, right? Because a lot of things that is put out there is not really good for you. So I be at a standstill. Sometimes I don't eat. I'd rather fast than eat. Because then the more that you fast, the more you start to realize that the stuff that you, because your body starts rejecting things when you come off of your fast. Like once you break your fast, you got to come back on it a certain type of way. You can't go back and start putting all that process and that BS in your body because your body going to reject it and it's going to defeat the whole purpose of fasting. Like people have been fasting way before we even knew what fasting was. Like this is nothing new under the sun. But once you do start tapping and changing your mentality, you do want to change your diet and start eating healthier, right? You do. Because you realize that the stuff that they feed in us is trash. Like I worked at a pharmaceutical plant in the chemist lab. Yeah, I was a chemist. I was up there. So I worked at a vitamin company, right? Vitamins are technically supposed to be good for you, but you and I know, you know, I'm not saying vitamins are not good for you because some vitamins are good for you, But once I was in behind the scenes on the inner works and seeing how everything was and how everything played out, I was like, wow, it's still a system. It's still a system, because you got to remember, we live in a capital country. So even the things that's portrayed to be good for you, in a hindsight, not even good for you. Yeah, without saying it, what's known ain't got to be spoken. But yeah, I worked in a vitamin company, man, and yeah, with some foul things going on. Like, I'll give an example. Like expiration dates, right? Everything has an expiration date, right? But technically, at the expiration date, things could still be good, but the potency will go down. So remember, I'm a chemist, so I got to test certain things and make sure certain things are what they are. And the reason that I had to test certain things to make sure things are what they are, because everything has ingredients. You look on the back of it, have ingredients. So I had to test the ingredients to make sure it is what it is. Like if you look on the back of a potato chip bag, you'll see like garlic. So I had to test the garlic to make sure the garlic was real garlic. But I'm thinking like, wait a minute, is fake garlic out here? There's fake things out here. It's fake honey, it's fake garlic, it's fake everything. So certain things that you think is real, it's not. It's not. Everything could be forged. Everything could be put into numbers to make it go through, to get revenue, to get paid. So just be careful. Just be mindful. Like when you changing your diet, really tap in and change your diet. Because some things that you think are good for you are not good for you, man. Nah, there's fake honey out here too. That's what I thought too, is fake honey. But if you want real honey, you go to the places that create real honey. There's a difference. Trust me, there's a difference. From natural honey that's not tampered with, besides honey that is temperate, it's a difference. It's a difference, man. I don't know. Everything could be duplicated, but there's definitely fake honey out here. But nah, this was a dope conversation. This half an hour went by fast. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that's tapping into the live, man. This is my second live. I always wanted this the funny thing. When I was a kid, right, I was like 5, and my father used to ask me what I wanted to be, right? And he used to get his brothers, right? His brothers, which are my uncles, and they used to all get in my grandmother's kitchen. And I used to be like, I want to be a sports commentator when I grow up. And they used to crack up. They used to laugh hard. I'm talking about laugh historically. Like, yo, they like, hysterically, they like, what you mean you want to be a sports commentator? How you even figure that word out? How you even know what a commentator is? And I'm like, it's the dude that explained what the sports is. That's what got me, like, cause my father was like a big sports head, right? And he got me into sports. But the commentator is what got me really into sports, because the way they explain the sport, they the ones who explain the sport to you and explain the people that's really lit in the sports. That's how I learned about, the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants. When you first learn these sports, they the ones who telling you, like, this guy can't be stopped. He's amazing. When he goes and fades away, nobody's going to stop him. And it bring you back, and it intrigues you. It's like impressionable. And that's what really create the game and make the game lit, the announcer. The commentator, it brings life to it. So I always wanted to be a sports commentator, right? But it's basically saying I always wanted to be a person that talk. So it was basically telling me that speaking was something that I was going to love to do. And you fast forward times, technology done here, and you mean to tell me I can have my own podcast and I can speak about what I want to speak about? Come on, that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing that I deeply, deeply appreciate, to be able to talk to people. No matter if it was one person that came in here to listen to me, I'll still be happy, Because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I talk to myself. I think everybody talk to themselves. Sometimes I have whole conversations with myself. Now, I don't answer myself back. I think that's a little bit loopy. But I do have conversations with myself, you know? So now, put the camera on. We could talk about a topic, or we could just talk about what we want to talk about. Come on, man. Nothing beat that. Nothing beat that. But where we at, man? We're getting close to midday. You know, I'm gonna wrap this live up. Appreciate everybody that came in and vibe with me. Sorry about the last live I did. The sound and the audio was messed up, but we got it right. We got it right. So, my motto, my vibe, man. Y'all there? I'm here. It's your boy, Mr. Morals. And before I go get your morals right. I'm gonna do the same. I'm out of here, man.